So the idea for this cycling challenge started in the 50s, and the goal is to do the entire distance, 18 mountain passes, in under 100 hours. It's like 9 p.m. Figured that I might take a dip, put my feet in the water, see how that goes. Well, that wasn't super cold, although I can see why people are wearing wetsuits. It takes me about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to assemble the bike. So you might be wondering about the bag. Well, spoiler, it did not go on the bike. It packs down quite nicely, so I was able to mail it to the destination hotel. Okay, first day. Didn't get as much sleep as I wanted to. Going to head down for breakfast. Alright, mandatory beach video here with my bike, as you can see. It's gonna rain a little bit in the afternoon, so not looking forward to that. I'm going to try and get as much miles in before that happens. Okay, Col de Saint-Ignace. I think the first of the 18 climbs that I'm going to do in the entire trip. Yeah, looking forward to seeing what the views are going to be. These white and red houses are characteristic for the region, and I saw quite a few of them throughout the first day. Well, it just started to drizzle a little bit more. It might be time for the good old jacket. A quick update. Got caught in the rain for about half an hour. Wasn't so bad. Should be able to make it to the hotel and grab some dinner. Totally forgot that there was one more climb to do towards the end. Shouldn't be too much. It's like 300 meters. Second call down, only 16 left to go. Yeah, this was roughly where I realized that I have enough time to either sit down and get dinner or make it to the hotel before they close down for the night, but not both. And I was super lucky because it turned out that the only restaurant along the way was doing takeaway, so I got a burger and that was my dinner. Yeah, so this was reception right 15 minutes after I got to the hotel. Yeah, the hotel told me to put the bike in the bike shed. Looks like I was staying at the hotel with an organized tour. Look at all the support they have. And this is mine. It's a bit of climbing to start of the day and warm up the legs before the two big climbs today. This approach to the first col was supposed to be flat, but yeah, it's not really. Just a bunch of smaller hills. So it turns out it's not easy to find a place that'll sell you a sandwich. Like this one probably would, but it's closed. So I bought a bunch of stuff at the supermarket and I'm gonna make my own. So most hills had these markers that would show you how much left to the summit and what the gradient's going to be like. It was
pretty useful info.
Okay, Col d'Aubisque. Even with the easiest gear, the gradient's starting to bite. Still have about 7 kilometers left. Should take me a while. It's halfway there. 3 kilometers to go. Starting to get a bit cloudy. Also starting to feel the elevation a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of eerily quiet. No traffic. I guess why would you come up here? There's no view.
This was what the first major mountain pass looked like. Yeah, as you can see, not much of a view, but well, at least there wasn't any traffic either. So this bar you can see there is supposed to be pretty famous, with quite a few cyclists gathering here. Well, I guess on nicer days.
Hey, so this donkey is trying to steal sandwiches off of people. Right, last climb of the day. Let's go. Final few kilometers of the Tourmalet. Really hard to get the power out above 1700 meters. No idea how the pros do it.
So yeah, that took a while. As you can see, I'm not too talkative in the video because I'm a bit tired. Thankfully, it's only 15 minutes to the hotel.
It's quite the view. Good thing there are no clouds today.
I forgot to record the descent, so we're going to jump ahead a little bit.
You can see the col in the distance. Wasn't the best night of sleep today. Woke up at 5, couldn't sleep for an hour. Not sure why. Maybe it's the elevation. Maybe I was just so wired from the day before. But yeah, let's see how today goes. Here's the descent. There's well, it looks like a town at the end.
So I think this might have been my favorite part of the entire trip. Certainly my favorite descent. You can see there's pretty much no traffic, road surface is perfect, and the views are breathtaking. And yeah, it's pretty early in the day, so I wasn't tired. I think that contributed a little bit too. So here it was just impossible to not stop and not record this panorama. Enjoy.
Yeah, yesterday was not great for views, but pretty good for riding because it was pretty cool and no sun. That climb's done. Jacket on, some leg warmers, and ready to descend. So yeah, this one called Des Aras, bit of a lighter climb, 4% grade. All the other ones have significant bits of like 8 or 10%. This one's pretty light, but drinking lots of water, keeping the power up. Yeah, that was actually quite pleasant. Okay, bottom of the last climb. After this, it's all downhill to the hotel and dinner. Can't wait. Proper steep this one, but at least there's shade.
No restaurant or hotel drama this evening. I even had enough time to go to the supermarket and restock on like bars and such. Yeah, pretty pleased with that. Okay, good morning from Saint-Giron. It's 6:30. It's going to be a pretty big day. Most climbing, most distance, most everything. Hopefully the best views as well. So I've not been talking about food too much, partly because it's kind of difficult to film, eat and ride a bike at the same time. I've been sort of eating these purees and these weird gels I got at Decathlon because I ran out of the regular ones. I'm trying to avoid restaurants, it just takes too much time. Alright, looks like it's time to say goodbye to this view. Go down the other side of this pass and it won't be possible to see this anymore. Time for a picnic break. Right, so I'm on a road that leads to Andorra. There's like a pretty wide shoulder, but there's also a bunch of gravel in it. It makes it really hard to hear what I'm saying if I try filming. Just got off that main road onto something a bit more quiet. Slowly nearing the start of the proper climb. Quite the view. It's a lot of work to see this. Yeah, getting downhill is gonna take a while. Now, originally I thought doing a really big descent would be a lot of fun, but I think you need more turns in the road for that, and so, much to my disappointment, this ended up being a pretty boring and somewhat tedious descent. So final stretch for the day. I've been battling the headwind for quite a while. I think I don't have that much left, maybe half an hour, and then it's downhill
all the way to the hotel.
More food drama. The restaurant I was planning to eat at was closed, despite, of course, showing us open on Google Maps, because why would you update that? But yeah, luckily there was a hotel a few kilometers down the road that was actually open, and so I managed to grab a bite over there.
All done. That's the last pass for the day.
The stretch of road I was on had maybe 3 or 4 more forts or castles. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, buildings similar to the one you can see up ahead. Yeah, in general, the entire region seemed very pretty. So around here, I had maybe about 30 kilometers left to the hotel, and something like an hour till sundown. But yeah, the road was pretty good and was downhill the entire way, so I wasn't too stressed about making it on time. So this was a pretty cool bed and breakfast I stayed at. I think the owner said it was built in the 1890s, and yeah, had this really nice garden in the back. I also got a very tasty breakfast, and I think the jams you can see over to the right were made by the owner.
Okay, just leaving Prague right now.
A pretty sharp change in scenery. Yesterday at elevation was fields, mostly wheat I think, whereas down here seem to be mostly orchards. Yeah, and the architecture very much has a Mediterranean feel to it.
The bell says time to climb. It's almost like the Tour de France. I got a gravel section. Alright, that's the last call. Now I'm off for a well-deserved swim. Okay, the beach I'm going to is somewhere here.
So in the morning I thought this is going to be an easy ride down to the beach, but I was faced with a brutal headwind for the last 2/3 of the way. So I skipped ahead over a relatively boring flatbed where it's just grinding upwind. And yeah, you can see the sea, so we're getting pretty close. Unfortunately, despite a change in direction, the headwind persisted, so that was a little bit frustrating. And yeah, I had the whole thing calculated that I'd have about an hour to spare at the finish line. but I was running a little bit behind on time. I think I was about half an hour behind, so I was getting a little bit anxious as to whether I'll finish within the limit or not. Along the way I passed through a few of these seaside towns. They were pretty similar to each other, so I'm just going to show you this one.
Okay, nearing the end now. Whoever designed this route is a psycho. It's a constant headwind.